What's good, people? It's Leland. Of course, you already know that. But I'm gonna do a little unboxing of the Apogee Duet. One interface that I've been looking at for a few months now. I don't know if I'm gonna do a sound test. It might be in a separate video. But yeah, enjoy. Alright, so this is for anybody in the music field. Y'all know that one of the major components that we need to have is an audio interface. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a converter. It takes your analog signals. Sorry about that. That shit always happens. Anytime you in a groove or you focus, somebody want to distract you. What I was saying was, it's basically an audio interface. Takes most like your analog signals, like your line-ins, your instruments, your IZs, your XLRs for your condenser microphones, and it converts it into a digital signal for the computer and the DAW to understand. That's a very fundamental way to look at it. It's very, very intricate and a lot deeper than that, but just to break it down for anyone who doesn't know what that is. So I've had my fair share of interfaces. I've had the unbox, the first one, the original one. I've had the mobile pre. I've had the unbox 2. I've had the UAD Apollo. I had the fast track, and recently, maybe a few months ago, I bought this one, the PreSonus audio box, and it was straight at first, and then I don't know what happened. For some reason, like if I even budged or moved, it would disconnect, and it would do this while I was recording. So I couldn't tolerate. I couldn't deal with that. Anyone who's been recording knows that when they're in a mode, like I said earlier, and you're recording, and you have this perfect take, and it cuts off like a third of the way through, or halfway through, or right before your verse is in. Anyone knows it's frustrating. So it just kind of stalled me for a little bit. PreSonus usually makes good products, but this is the one time where I'm definitely a little frustrated about it, because I had better expectations from some other PreSonus equipment that I've used before. But back to the main point of this. Oh, look at this shit. I still have it, and most of the things on it don't even work anymore. But to me, it's like sentimental, like nostalgia, because this is where I really invested a lot of time in the music, with me and some good guys back when I was in the Air Force. So it's just a reminder, just memorabilia, I guess. Recently, I was looking at two interfaces, the Army Babyface and the Apogee Duet. And anytime I would go on YouTube, I would always see like these audio tests of different interfaces, and the two that people kept saying were Army or the Apogee. And I looked up the Army Babyface, phenomenal interface as well. It's a little bit more expensive. I think it's about $900, and it has the same like DSP and things that UAD has for their Unison, their Apollo, and their Aero interfaces, which is very good, by the way. I had one, but I had to sell it I had to pawn it, but it's a good interface. I just didn't like it, the fact that I had to have an extra power source, and it wasn't USB powered, but I get it, because that's how they keep their sound clean. The Army Babyface has the same type of like DSP, and how you can record, you can stamp effects recording into the DAW. You don't have to apply them afterwards if you don't want. And the other one was the Apogee Duet, and I have this right here. Doesn't look like much, However, when I'm doing all these, when I'm listening to all these sound tests, and I'm looking at all these comments, and I went to YouTube, I went to forums, I went to the Apogee website, I went to Sounds, I went to Sweetwater. Anything that anyone had to say about Apogee was good. And they said that if you want like good sounding vocals, this is the way to go. And usually from what I've learned is that you just upgrade your microphone and that will solve your problems. And it will help, definitely, if you have a higher end microphone like a Neumann or something like that. But one of the things they kept saying was the AD converters, like the analog to digital converters. And they said that Apogee has some of the best sounding converters on the planet. And as I'm listening to these sound tests, I can hear exactly what they're talking about. And it's that one little thing that I've been looking for so long. What is it that's going to make the vocals pop right out the box? And from what everyone has told me, and everything that I've read, this is the way to go. And I will be able to confirm that or deny that here soon, because I will do a video on that as well, if not in this one. So I just wanted to unbox it and talk about it a little bit with you guys. Alright, so this is what it looks like immediately on the inside. Nicely packaged. It's the same thing with the Apollo. Anyone who has Apollo knows that they package it really well. It's like, it's not just pulling out a box. They have the styrofoam and the cushion in there to keep it protected. So I don't know if you can tell the resemblance, but the reason why this looks like this is because Apogee used to just be Mac only. And I think in 2017, they listen to a lot of like customer requests and things like that. They're one of the communities that takes what the community talks about and they apply them, kind of like Personas does with the Studio One Dog. And they listen to their customers, and that's what you want. You want to be a part of a community that the creators are paying attention and listening to what we have to say. Is that's going to help them in the long run, and it's going to help us as well. But it used to be just Mac based. Now it's Windows based as well. You can use it on Windows, Mac, and you can use it on your phone. I think it's just iOS right now, but still that's pretty cool for an interface. You have everything in one little package. Here's a look at it. It's about that wide. These are the connections. The headphone. And it's just one main control right here, and you have like two little touch pads that you can set for functions like a mute all or to select a specific input on the interface itself. I don't know if you can see them, the little dots right there. Might not be able to see them. But you're looking at this and you're probably wondering, well, none of these are the connections you were talking about earlier. Well, that's because they do their interfaces a little bit differently. I don't know if you're aware of breakout cables, but that's what they use for their interfaces. Alright, so these are the breakout cables. Obviously this is this is what goes here, there, and then connect your monitors to these. Connect your line ends and your and your condenser microphones here. It looks, for some, it may look cumbersome, but really, like, this is it. Like, to me, I'm more of like a minimalist. Like, I like simple and just clean. So I like the size of it, and I don't mind the cables. If you're in music, you're gonna have to deal with cables. So this, like, I don't think this is something to complain about, in my opinion. Especially if you're looking for quality. Obviously, no, this is not the only way to have quality, but USB cable. A bunch of wall adapters if you live like in different parts of the world. I forgot what this is for. It's external power, but it's for something else. I forgot what it's called. When I figure it out, I'll put it in the description. It is USB powered, but you can use this for something specific, and I can't remember what it's called. There's a word for it, but when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. So yeah, that's the Duet. I'm gonna do a sound test probably in a different video, but and the turning, when you turn the knob, it has it's not smooth, it's the other word where you can feel it clicking. Obviously you don't hear it, but you can feel it. Yeah, that's it. That's the Apogee Duet. I'm gonna try it out today. I'll do a video on it just so you guys can hear it in light with everything else that I have. I have a microphone that I'm gonna use for it too, and that way you guys will be able to hear, and I will be able to hear as well what it sounds like. But aside from the interface itself, when you're looking for an interface, I wanted to share this with you guys. When you're looking for an interface, it's good to go on YouTube. And what I see a lot of people do is they try to stay in their community. Like, I'm just gonna say it, like, people who do rap, they only take advice from people who rap, and people who are into hip hop seem like they only take advice from other artists who are rappers and other people who are into hip hop, and that's fine. Obviously, that's a good place to start, but I don't think that's the end game. What I did is I looked in my community, the hip hop community, and I also looked outside of it, and I didn't see hardly anyone with this interface. It was always like the Focusrite or the Apollo, or what's another one? Inboxes and things like that, like the same thing. And me personally, I like to have my own feel of things. I don't like to just do things because that's what everybody else is doing. I'm gonna find something that is different and works just as good as everything else. That way I can encourage people to realize that you don't have to do it exactly the way that they do it to get good or even better results. So remember that when you're looking for an interface or any equipment for that matter. Look within your community, but also look outside and see what everyone else is saying, because you can find a lot of good information from other people outside of your circle. I have a feeling that this is going to be a good investment, so I can get back to recording my EP. It's taken me a lot longer than I wanted to, but that's because I've had equipment issues and things like that. And by the grace of God and the help of my brother, we were able to put this together. So I hope you got some value out the video. I know it was about the duet mainly, but I hope that you still got some insight as to future purchases or anything like that. And as always, man, just keep making beats. Have fun with the shit, man. Have fun with it. And love your art. Love your art. And practice. Practice, practice, practice. Save your work. And just keep practicing. And you will get better. You will get better. That's the law of practice, says that you will make habits and you will get better at the things that you work at. Period. Whether that's good or bad things. So if you're practicing not practicing, like if you're practicing being lazy and not working on your beats, you're gonna get even better at it. If you practice making beats and learning the ins and outs of this whole thing, then you will get better at it. So stay motivated, keep making beats. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or any comments. I will respond. And peace. Thanks for watching, guys.